I'll bring you back. Maybe you might enjoy the trip. Dig this, right? So there we were, walking away from perfection. A flaming sword at the gate, keeping us from ever returning. I had no clue what to say, but I had to say something, so I opened my mouth. You know, Eve, before you, life in Eden was a lot simpler. There were fist-sized fruits, water balloon ripe, dripping from every tree. The sun was smiling into the writhing waters of the Red Sea. Butterfly-filled kaleidoscope breezes were flowing. There were green silk grass carpeting. There were long days of doing nothing but titling the artist's newest creations. It was routine and unsatisfying. He told me stories of existing within the void, making me and himself for company. Unfortunately, the spark it took to force breath into clay carries many unforeseeable consequences, like snakes and curiosities. I was my father's first child. I soon gained self-awareness. Being the only one of my kind, my mind sat stomach to the simply fullness of too much. Before cancer had a constellation to call shoreline, it was you. Beating through my skin, got off and primed my heart's favorite brick, created a lover-shaped hole in my chest, but filled a trace space made from fingertips touching with pieces of the very bone that gently listened to my heartbeat's first whispered rhythms, ground stardust fine, reconstructed to the tune of Venus. The artist compromisingly crafted another reflection so at least one of us could exist who never know being lonely. That was my job. When I heard the thunder clap, we only been apart a few moments that day, it wasn't fair. People learn about forked tongues only after dealing with them. It wasn't your fault. We both wanted to be wise like God. Before you came, I took a bite of the forbidden fruit too. That's how I figured out I was alone in the first place. I knew we were naked this whole time. It's one of the reasons I was asked you to jump for the high fruits and gather berries at the bottoms of the bushes. I can't help myself. You were made for me. We never had to question being soulmates. And now we love so much like God, it makes him jealous. I bet one day he even writes a commandment about it. My love, let him keep eternity. And I'll die on your lap, head back, your eyes guiding my descent into ether. I'll remember first discovering how our pieces fit, learning sensations of life swelling in your belly, the liquid of consciousness ripening in your vessel, longing to touch them to your lips, more than cage them in your ribs. Let us teach our children that Eden was all rules and gates. We'll rewrite the history on the walls of caves, saying that we escaped. Between the thorns of my feet will only spur smiles, knowing when I left God, the best thing he ever made came attached to my palm, my dearest Eve. God does not know what he let go of, and I will not make that same mistake. I'm not upset with you. This is our genesis. I know now that we are human, imperfect and beautiful. Scratched mirrors playing as a reflection. We were once, are now, and will forever be one. Beyond the day that our clay settles back into earth, we will always have our story. Besides, if life were perfect, it'd be fucking boring. And thus imperfect. Let us leave Eden to God. We have a world to create.